So Ryan Garcia very badly wants this Errol Spence Jr. fight. I don't know how I feel about it. Obviously, he's still kind of in some deep water for testing positive for PEDs for Ostarine. He still tested positive for Ostarine. I think the second PED came back, negative, so he passed that. But still, Ostarine is in the system, so he wants Errol Spence Jr. Man, I don't know how to feel about that because these are two fighters that I personally like to watch as much as Ryan Garcia. He's going through a lot. He's trolling the world. A lot of people aren't happy with him right now because they don't know what to believe in terms of the PED allegations. Ryan Garcia and Errol Spence have gone back and forth on Twitter. Errol is calling Ryan Garcia a tune-up. He doesn't take tune-up, so he also talked about how Ryan Garcia took a knee, he's a quitter, and then Ryan Garcia responded and retaliated by saying that I'll do what Crawford didn't, he almost finished you. Even though Crawford did stop him, I don't know what Ryan Garcia meant, but I think Ryan wants to, sleep Errol Spence Jr., and it's not out of the question. Let me tell you, this is the reason why this is such a good fight, in my opinion, is because of the narrative of Derek James training Ryan Garcia, and now Derek James and Errol Spence are no longer training with each other, no longer working with each other, and apparently it didn't end too good. So that would be a good narrative for Derek James to be training the kid that's going up against his old friend, his old champion. So I do think that Errol Spence Jr. and Ryan Garcia would be a mega fight. Ryan Garcia is saying August 10th in Cowboy Stadium. He already told Oscar to send them an offer. Apparently Ryan Garcia said that they already sent an offer over to Errol Spence Jr., so we'll see what he says. I think it would honestly be a good get-back fight for Errol Spence because I think Errol Spence is very confident that he would beat Ryan Garcia, so if he's really about it, sign the contract and make it happen with Ryan Garcia. He got in the ring to fight with Fondora, but I think Ryan Garcia is probably a bigger payday for Errol Spence, even though there's no belt on the line. I feel like Ryan Garcia said it could go down at 54 or 160. He even said more recently that he wants Errol Spence at 160, and that if everyone bets on Ryan Garcia to knock out Errol Spence, they'll make a lot of money. So Ryan really wants this fight. He wants to kind of defend Derek James on his behalf and take care of business against a guy like Errol Spence. I just don't know if I like the matchup for him. We got to remember he hasn't fought at past that catch weight of 143 that he made up against Devin Haney, and obviously missed weight in all seriousness, but hasn't really technically fought someone past 140 pounds besides Duarte, and at 47 and 54 they hit different. So I feel like going straight into a fight with a guy like Errol Spence is a big risk fight for Ryan Garcia, but hey, if he wants to take that fight, it's crazy. But, I want to thank you guys for clicking on today's video. I want to welcome you guys to Naz Fight Media. This is, hosted by me, Matt Nabong. So I'm happy to, fill you guys on what's going on in the sport of boxing. This is where you get all the hottest news. I'm not just giving you guys any news. I'm giving you the interesting stuff, the juicy stuff, and, what's hot in boxing today. So yeah, Ryan Garcia, he's on one, man. He still hasn't even, he's not even out of the woods for testing positive for PEDs, so he still has to figure that out. He could still be facing a suspension. He has to deal with the New York Athletic Commission, and it's not looking good. It doesn't look good, but at the end of the day, Ryan Garcia makes a lot of money for the sport of boxing, so you can't help but kind of speculate that they're probably still going to allow him to fight because he makes a lot of money. Ryan Garcia obviously notified Oscar De La Hoya about wanting to fight Errol Spence, and then De La Hoya tweeted, "I don't think Errol Spence wants that smoke." It is a risky fight for Errol Spence Jr. because imagine he's going up against his old trainer, and then you have a guy like Ryan Garcia who's so unpredictable. And I'll be real, Ryan Garcia does have that left hook like we saw against Devin Haney, but he also has hand speed, considerable hand speed. So that testing is gonna have to be fair because Errol Spence even said it himself. Ryan Garcia hasn't really beaten anybody, and when he has beaten somebody, there's been a problem. So like he's referring to Devin Haney, and even though he beat him, put a beating on him, he still took PEDs, allegedly. I'll say allegedly because Ryan Garcia is still kind of fighting it, so everyone's innocent until proven guilty till we reach a solid verdict, and then I can kind of agree upon the fact that he probably cheated somehow. But there are also those rumors about dietary supplements containing ostarine. So if that's the case, and Ryan Garcia took that at some point in his training camp, maybe even before, and it somehow ended up in his system, the day before the fight and the test on the day of the fight. So who knows what happened with that? It's still up in the air for me. I don't really lean towards either side too much, because obviously I don't condone cheating, but at the end of the day, sometimes things happen. Sometimes I know how trainers sometimes give their fighters supplements, and sometimes the fighters just take them. They don't even know what they're taking at the end of the day. So there's a lot of trust that goes into having coaches and whatever they give you to feel good during a fight. I don't know what, Ryan Garcia could be innocent, so I don't just want to talk and act like I know what happened. The truth is that none of us know what happened except he tested positive, and the fact that he was positive for ostarine, that shows that it's not allowed. But ultimately, if he didn't intentionally do it, then it shouldn't really be an issue, because Ryan Garcia, he's really saving boxing right now. I will say, making a fight like Tank fight, I personally don't think that without Ryan Garcia, the Errol Spence fight versus Terrence Crawford fight happens, because those guys saw the Tank and Ryan fight and said, all right, if they made it happen, we can make it happen. So in a way, no matter what people are saying about Ryan Garcia right now, he has saved boxing in a big way. So Ryan Garcia setting the example, paving the way for fighters that are older than him to, kind of make big fights happen despite, disagreeing on contracts, negotiations. We all know about the politics and the business aspects of boxing and how difficult it can be to make a fight, because the promoter wants the best for them and their fighters, and then the other promoter wants the best for them and their fighters. So it's going to be very difficult to negotiate, very big fights. But if you really call these guys on the phone and say, hey, let's make a split, this and that, then the fight should be easy to make at the end of the day. If guys like Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia can get in the ring, guys like Tank and Ryan Garcia, what's the common factor there? Ryan Garcia, he's making big fights happen, and he's staying active. So, I feel like even though all this chaos around Ryan Garcia, whether he's mentally stable or not, you can't doubt the facts that, he's done good things for the sport of boxing. And I think, people have to give credit when credit's due. Ryan is definitely, doing good things for the sport. But, calling out a guy like Errol Spence, it may be a little bit far-fetched. It may be a bit of a stretch, but if he's willing to take the risk, that just goes to show how daring and bold Ryan Garcia is, how ballsy he is, because who's really taking these risks, talking about guys that are 2 weight classes ahead of them, and obviously heavier than them, and could probably be stronger than them. So it's a dangerous fight for Ryan Garcia to go into, against Errol Spence Jr., because you're talking about a world champion. Just because you got beat by one of the best fighters in the world doesn't make you not dangerous. I think Errol Spence is still a very scary fight for Ryan Garcia, but if he's willing to take it, my respect to Ryan Garcia, and it's honestly a winnable fight for him, in my opinion. That left hook is the real deal. I don't care what people say, PEDs or not, that left hook's a problem for sure. So, Ryan Garcia, Errol Spence Jr., let me know in the comments who you guys got winning that fight and what you guys think, if the fight is even possible. I think it's possible, but it's definitely going to take some negotiating, and I think it's a big money fight for Errol Spence. I think, Ryan Garcia is kind of doing Errol Spence Jr. a favor in offering this fight. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about Errol Spence Jr. and Ryan Garcia, but thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace. That's going to do it for another NASFight Media video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy, Matt Nabong, with another video. Hope you guys enjoyed it all. Thank you guys for the constant support. Salute to y'all always. It's been your boy.